Wooden track, electric trains. The Tetradecagon. Part 1, Chapter 2, Viaduct. This close-up photo looking east from a location west of Southwest Station shows a section of multi-tier viaduct supporting 3 ascending tracks. The new 14th route, Route E, is the top tier of the viaduct. In this section of the viaduct, the route ascends from level 3 to level 4 before entering a curve atop the viaduct. Construction of the multi-tier ascending viaduct was difficult, but necessary for the 14th route. This video clip features 14 trains traveling the 14 routes in the layout. While we watch the clip, we will discuss some aspects of the layout. We focus our attention on the routes that enter the viaducts at the western and southern edges. The multi-tier viaduct looks a little like a roller coaster. This viaduct system is an upgraded version of the previous smaller viaduct. The viaduct segment along the western edge supports a 3-tier ascent. The viaduct segment along the southern edge supports a multi-tier descent. Construction of multi-tier elevation changes is challenging because ascending and descending tracks in tiers only function with tracks perfectly aligned. Even with a nearly perfect alignment, the clearance above the trains in the lower tiers is paper thin. To achieve alignment of ascending and descending sections, the preceding and following track sections must also be aligned. Also, all track sections at every tier level must span the space between viaduct structures, but not extend beyond the structures. The long viaduct along the western and southern edges should be considered a 3-segment viaduct. 1 straight and flat segment on the western edge. 1 straight and flat segment on the southern edge. A connecting section in the southeast corner with a track ascent, a track curve, and a track descent. All 3 segments in the viaduct have at least 3 tiers and support tracks at least 2 levels in the tiers. In this video, we see 3 different tracks enter the western viaduct segment, arriving from different angles about a quarter of the way from the northern corner. You will see the 3 trains entering the western viaduct from the left to right, that is from north to south, on each of the 3 tracks. These 3 routes are all circuits that traverse the layout in counterclockwise loops. All 3 routes pass platforms at Southwest Station, where 3 platforms match the viaduct tiers and the platform edges are adjacent to the tracks between 2 viaduct supports. These 3 routes in the western viaduct are designated C, E, and 1. Route E has a white-colored train on the top-tier track in the western viaduct. Route C has a yellow-colored engine that is pulling 2 blue-colored cars on the middle-tier track in the viaduct. Route 1 has a yellow-colored train on the bottom-tier track in the western viaduct. There is yet another route in the same general area which will become important in our discussion. Route 3 has a blue-colored train, which is also traveling counterclockwise and passes a platform at Southwest Station. Beyond Southwest Station, Route 3 curves westward towards the southeast corner, adjacent to the western viaduct, where the route takes a 45-degree angle across the southwest corner towards the southeast. The western viaduct segment ends at the connecting viaduct segment. At that location in the connecting viaduct, the 3 tracks ascend to levels 2, 3, or 4 before entering the curve section at the southwest corner of the connecting viaduct. The connecting viaduct has 4 tiers that curve eastward in the southwest corner. After the eastward curve in the connecting viaduct, 2 viaduct tracks descend along the southern edge of the layout. After the descent of the tracks, the connecting viaduct ends and the southern viaduct begins. Tracks in the southern viaduct carry trains eastward until the southern viaduct ends, nearly halfway along the southern edge. There is a subtle detail about this viaduct system that requires further explanation. Only the top two tiers in the western viaduct segment continue into and around the curve in the connecting viaduct segment. At the eastern end of the connecting viaduct, we see two tracks at the top of the viaduct descending from levels 3 and 4 to levels 2 and 3. These middle and upper tier routes are routes C and E, respectively. Route 1 ascends to level 2 in the connecting viaduct, but does not continue through the connecting viaduct and therefore does not arrive at the southern viaduct. In fact, there are no tracks at either level 1 or level 2 at the corner curve in the connecting viaduct. Yet in the southern viaduct, to the east of the connecting viaduct, 3 tiers are occupied by tracks. Why did Route 1 not arrive at the southern viaduct segment, and what route do we seeing at level 1 in the southern viaduct? To understand why Route 1 is not in the southern viaduct, we must look closely at what occurs in the connecting viaduct segment. At the start of the connecting viaduct segment, Route 1 ascends from level 1 to level 2, with the other 2 routes ascending above. Instead of continuing straight after ascending to level 2, Route 1 makes an early curve in an easterly direction before southwest corner. This early curve causes Route 1 to depart the connecting viaduct, causing both levels 1 and 2 to be vacant in the viaduct curve. The early curve in Route 1 sends the route eastward at level 2 in a path that is parallel to the viaduct but not in the viaduct. Inside the layout southwest corner, we see level 1 tracks at a 45-degree angle, passing under Route 1. These tracks belong to Route 3, which curves southwest from Southwest Station, then curves again to the southeast, on a 45-degree angle across the corner and onto a straight track section that crosses under Route 1. At the end of the straight section, Route 3 curves to the east and enters the southern viaduct at level 1. The Route 3 entry into the southern viaduct occurs at the same viaduct support where routes C and E complete their descents to levels 2 and 3. The blue-colored train on Route 3 can be seen in this video clip traveling the 45-degree section and entering the southern viaduct. We now understand that Route 3 replaced Route 1 at the bottom tier in the southern viaduct. In summary, the western viaduct has 3 occupied tiers: Route 1 at level 1, Route C at level 2, and Route E at level 3. In the connecting viaduct, after arriving at level 2, Route 1 curves away, allowing Route 3 to cross under it and into the southern viaduct at level 1. As a result, the southern viaduct has 3 occupied tiers: Route 3 at level 1, Route C at level 2, and Route E at level 3. So, Route 1 and Route 3 cross each other, and Route 3 enters the viaduct tier where Route 1 would have been if it had followed the connecting viaduct curvature that was followed by the routes above it. A track crossing is used to circumvent boundaries created by neighboring tracks, and therefore allows routes to be significantly longer. Looking at this photo, we can see that the crossing of routes is common in this layout. There are several methods employed to accomplish route crossings. In simple route crossings, only 2 routes are involved, but the layout has some crossings where a route passes over or under several other routes. Elevation change crossings are often used because these provide a safe crossing, but the layout also has 3 active Dangerous level crossings. Level crossings occupy minimal space and are generally easy to build, except when crossing multiple adjacent tracks. Crossings involving elevation change are more difficult to construct, requiring positioning of two or more support structures. An elevated crossing occupies a significant amount of space because of the long ascending ramp sections and a subsequent elevated span. A span must always be constructed after an elevation increase because trains cannot pass under ascending or descending track sections. However, once an elevation change is completed, multiple tracks can be crossed in a single span. Wooden track, electric trains. The Tetradecagon, Part 1. There are 4 chapters in the episode The Tetradecagon, Part 1. These episodes are best when watched in sequence, but whatever you watch, in whatever order you watch, we hope you enjoy our videos. Click the YouTube links in the description text below to access any chapter in this episode. Also, you can search for our channel, Wooden Track, Electric Trains, to watch many other episodes.